I was at Yaddo, and I was looking for something to write about General Grant, which I thought would be interesting, play about General Grant. And Alfred Kazin, the critic, was there, and I asked Alfred what was going on at the time of General Grant. I was thinking more or less of after the war, during the presidency. He said, well, you should read Mark Twain's The Gilded Age, you should read Henry Adams' Democracy, so on. So I went to Skidmore College Library. Skidmore is in Saratoga Springs, and I looked up Democracy, and right next to it was a book called Esther, and I took them both down, both by Henry Adams, written under pseudonym. And I read them both, and I found them delightful. Democracy is a satire on Washington politics. And Esther is a book about the woman that Henry Adams married. He did not understand her, and the book ends before, in reality, she committed suicide. He did not only spend the rest of his life thinking about this. And so that's a whole other story. But the wife that he fell in love with and married, Marion Hooper, was portrayed very, very well in this book, Esther. She's a young woman of great spirit, as in Democracy, it's about a woman named Mrs. Lee, Mrs. Madeline Lee. And both of these ladies, and I thought, well, a play with a double heroine. I'll put them together, one a little older, one younger. They're both in Washington, and they both fall in love, or they are both courted. Mrs. Lee by a powerful senator, handsome, powerful, charismatic senator. Esther, who is a photographer, by a preacher modeled on Philip Brooks, who was a very famous preacher of the day. And preachers then were like rock stars. They were very charismatic, and he was the most charismatic of all, and so forth. And so it's about the two women being wooed by these two men in Washington. And there's a lot about politics. There's lovely things throughout, including a long aria speech by a wicked old Bulgarian diplomat who goes into this tremendous speech about where the idea of Washington being pure. Well, more or less, he says, you think Europeans are also corrupt. In 100 years, I will come back to this city, or if I could, I would find Washington. The children in the street are corrupt and cheat me for my newspaper. Everybody runs away with the public funds. It's just delicious. And at the end, he says, Washington will be more corrupt than Rome under Caligula. It's very powerful stuff in there. It's all very elegant and so forth like that, but there's tough stuff in it. So as the play goes along, the courtship, the two men are very persuasive in their courtship. The senator says, when she discovers that he's a little crooked, she says, well, what did you think? How do you think the war was won? How do you think this is done? Do you think I can go sit with my little volume of Voltaire? And no, we needed to do this in order to, his basic thing is he cheated, he did some votes to win the presidency for Lincoln. Suppose Lincoln hadn't won. You think McClellan, what would, you know. So she, and the Esther, who is rather more romantically in love with the young minister, who is very handsome and everything, finally says, you don't believe what you preach. You don't believe it. And he says, of course I do, and so forth. And then she gives him a few tests, and he can't pass them. So finally, both women turn them down. And they leave with the corrupt old Bulgarian minister and sail away to Europe, which is not so pleasant an ending, but which is, I think, quite a nice one.